everyone. Welcome to edition number 72 of Merritt in the Morning. He's 30-year state senator Jim Merritt.
I interrupted you.
That's all right.
He's Brad Kaufenstein. He's president of the Greater Lawrence Chamber of Commerce.
Jim,
where are we?
We are at Cafe Audrey's. We're back at our home.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as you were about to say, what's our motto?
Work hard and be nice.
I love it. You can interrupt me anytime you want because your name is on the show.
And I wish my book was right here.
So
lessons learned.
Lessons learned today is bring your book wherever you go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Available at Amazon.com.
So before we get to our guest, we've got former Mayor, Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard with us. But Mayor, as you know, we got to get to the real business, which is selling ham.
Yes.
So we want to thank our sponsors. The Honey Baked Ham Company, locations at 96 in Michigan, Greyhound Pass in Carmel. Stop in there, lunch, dinner. They're open from 10 to 6:30.
Yeah.
But you can eat in, you can carry out, big platters, one sandwich, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. And they know exactly. I walk in and they know exactly what sandwich I want. Russell's very good about that at 421 96th Street.
Did you ever think you'd be a regular at a ham shop?
I've always liked ham.
Okay. So you were a regular before.
Yes. Okay. It fits very well with this show.
That's good. Well, that's good. That morphs into our next sponsor, Stockyards Bank and Trust.
Yes.
So where Jim does all his banking.
Yes.
They've got locations all over town. They've got 71st in Binford, Carmel, downtown Indianapolis, Plainfield, Greenwood, Center Grove. Open. How's that Zionsville branch coming? Is it open?
I think they're putting the lawn down.
Okay, good.
They're getting there.
We need to talk to them, see if we get to come to the ribbon cutting.
Think they will?
I hope.
They
always have goodies at these ribbon cuttings.
Yeah. So pink pigs.
Yeah. I do have the inflatable pink pig. I forgot about that. So anyhow, let's get to our guest. Greg Ballard.
Brad, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Great to see you. It's been a few years.
It has been.
So welcome back. You now want to be our Secretary of State. I am curious to hear how this came about.
That's a really good question, actually. So I talk to a lot of college students because I write some, have a few books out.
3.
And just people want to talk to me, right? Because of my background with the Marines and all of that. And so I'm talking to students, and I keep saying to them, if you don't like this patch that we're in right now, and there's no question we're in a bit of a patch politically, nationally, state, local, all. Then you got to get into the game, and you should think about running for office and get in this thing, and not just let it go and say, God, I hope we get out of this. I kept saying that, and then I realized, I'm still healthy.
Yeah.
I got some name ID. I'm doing this. I kept saying this repeatedly, and then Nathan Gotch comes to me, who runs Independent Indiana, and he almost started courting me, going to lunch and this, and if you're looking for this and this and this, and then all of a sudden he shows me the polling. And before I knew he was polling me, I know people poll me routinely, but he was polling me before I even knew who he was. And all of a sudden he says, this is where your numbers are right now in this race. And because what he wants to do, and now what I want to do, which makes a lot of sense, is things that we all kind of talk about, which is that less than 20% of the people in the state can actually run for office, and voters have almost no choice in who's running because the fringes on both sides at the primaries or conventions are picking these people, and the further out you are on either side, that's how you get in. You used to come toward the middle. I've been saying for years now that the main race now is the primary, not the general. And so that's the only way you win. Everything's so gerrymandered, you win in the primary. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's not how it's designed. And so the rational, practical, moderate person almost does not exist in politics anymore. And we want to provide a path for people to run for that office, and then we also want to give voters more choices. And with the way Indiana law is right now, we have a real opportunity to do this. Of course, there are huge obstacles in the way that have been put up by the Republicans and the Democrats to ensure that this does not happen.
Yeah.
But we think we're going to overcome those obstacles and do this, and then it's going to be fun.
Well, and you're starting a new party, the Lincoln Party.
The reason you have to do that, we have to get 37,000 signatures, 2% of the voters for the last Secretary of State's race. The Secretary of State's race, most people don't know, is the main race. It's not the governor's race. But for ballot access, party access, all of that stuff is the Secretary of State's race. Mm-hmm. And you get 2%, you get this. You get 10%, you get this. 2% kind of opens it up for all of us. I was polling at 24%, and I didn't even know I was being polled. So we think we're going to overcome that barrier. But you have to have the party, because I have to go get 37,000 signatures right now. If I'm in office and I run as an independent again, I have to go out and get those 37,000 signatures again. If you have a party, you don't.
Yeah. Which I'm hoping that your run kind of brings to light Indiana's onerous ballot access laws.
It's terrible.
It's awful. You're right. So yeah, which when I first heard that you're going to make a run at this, and I thought the same thing. It's like, well, yeah, if you run as an independent, then you'll have to do this again in 4 years if you win and you want to be reelected. Whereas if you've got a party apparatus, it's the same number of signatures. So
right.
I mean, also tell our audience how they can sign.
Well, all of it's at gregballard.com, and we have people out doing signing right now. We actually hired a firm, a national firm actually, who does professional signature gatherers, if you will. All that said, people are kind of holding their own parties and holding their own things. They all want pieces of paper to sign. I was at a lunch in Brownsburg the other day with just some friends, and there was a Rotary Club there. A guy knew me. He says, "Hey, you want me to do it?" He got me 20 signatures over lunch because I carry the forms with me.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
And there are other people who get in the forms. So you can get the forms online and download it and do it yourself, plus put other people on it and then send it in. So that's also how you donate. It's all at gregballard.com. It took me years to get my own name. There's a whole story there. There are three Greg Ballards that people knew about nationally, and none of us had that website. But there was a guy in Florida putting pictures of his kids online. He finally gave it up. I bought it, and now I got gregballard.com, and everything's on there right now. We put everything into that site. So the donations, that being able to get the forms to get the signatures on, the video, the launch video, all of that's right on there. So
you've got until what, June 30th?
I do.
To get the signatures.
Right.
How far along are you?
Actually, far along. We're trying. We don't know if we can, but we're going to try to do it much earlier if we can. So it takes a while, right?
Oh,
and to be honest with you,
37,000, 50, really, thousand.
It's an issue of money.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's an issue of money. Several $100,000, as several people have pointed out. That's hardly a secret to anybody. So if we get the money, I think the signatures will be there. But we need all the signatures we can. Every signature that we get saves us like $14 off of that cost. So, if we get a few thousand signatures just individually throughout Indiana, that saves us a ton of money.
And Klopp, he just announced it. He has a team now. Lacey Everett.
Well, it sounds like there was a team and then they had a candidate.
It kind of is true.
Yeah.
That's kind of true. There is a team, and it's a pretty good team, as people know, coming in from both sides of the aisle, and independents also are working with us. And we didn't announce it yesterday, and so this is a good story already. We'll put it out today because everybody else had to put it out yesterday, but we couldn't put it out yesterday because we had to have access to the Secretary of State's database to get in there so we could file our paperwork. They wouldn't give us the access. It was due by March 31st. We had to get in there by March, and they gave it to us on April 2nd, even though we asked for it all through March. So they gave it to us April 2nd. So we had to be late, and which is just, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up. It's like all the people applied their nominations earlier in the year, right in February. They screwed all that up too. So there's a level of competence here, right? But we will announce it today. I mean, we want to be transparent and get it out there anyway. And when it comes out today, you'll see that it's just a tick under 300,000 in just over a month with no donor base. We don't have a Republican or Democratic donor base.
You're announcing your amount you've raised,
yes,
being $300,000.
Just a tick under that,
right
now. And of course, we're still doing that. So that's pretty good without a donor base and in pretty fast fashion. But we're announcing it ourselves because the Secretary of State's office wouldn't give us access to do it that way. Isn't that fascinating?
Funny. There was a letter that came out yesterday that said maybe the Secretary of State's office is a little incompetent.
So I mean,
I haven't verified that independently.
People are retiring too.
so I mean, it's a little. You almost have to laugh at it, and I'm not. There's just a continuing series of these things that are going on. I think everybody kind of knows it. I think everybody knows that.
Well, I think that you're probably touching on something where I think there are a lot of people in the middle who feel like they're left out, not being represented, and are not allowed to participate.
41% of Hoosiers see themselves as independent. Less than 30% see themselves as Democrats or Republicans. That's
probably growing too.
Oh, that's a wide swath. And even the Democrats and Republicans are disillusioned with their own parties. Certainly they're on the Republican side. I know that true. I get it all the time. The Democrats also say the same thing. It's too far. It's too fringy. This is not who I am. I get it from both sides. The common sentiment, you won't believe this, the common sentiment I get when I talk to people is thank you for doing this.
Well, that's great. Now, when people say to you that your past has been a Republican, two-term mayor of Indianapolis, we were there in the beginning. And
you were there in the beginning,
yeah,
but not a lot of people were. You were there.
I was there, and there are people I know that are Republicans are coming into the fold, and important people, and you'll have announcements coming with Republicans that are going to be in the fold and supporting you, and it's not, and it's the people that are in the grassroots, also former leaders and leaders now. We know this. Just to tweak it a little bit, but what do you say when people say to you that you're going to throw the election to Beau Bye, who is the Democrat, maybe because Blythe Potter is his opponent in their convention, but let's just say Beau Bye pulls it out of the fire, and he's the Democrat opponent. Most people are putting their money on Diego Morales to win the convention. That may not happen, but the bottom line is there will be a Democrat, there will be a Republican, and there will be Greg Ballard in the Lincoln Party. What are you saying to people that you're going to throw the election to the Democrat, because that's really 39 or 40% in previous elections? That is the rock hard Republican or Democrat vote in Indiana. What do you say to people that you're going to throw it to Beau Bye?
That I'm in it to win it. I'm not here to be a show pony here. I'm in
the spoiler.
I'm here in this thing to win it. If I'm polling at 24% in a three-way race, and I don't even know I'm in the race, and I'm within 10% of the leader, that tells me this is a completely winnable race. It also tells me people are so disillusioned. They're so disgusted with the current toxicity in our politics. Really, really tired of it all. And the good thing is I have a reputation for being straightforward, honest, getting things done, rational, practical person. Mm-hmm. Neither one of them do. Mm-hmm. Right? We don't know about anybody. We don't know who's coming out yet. Mm-hmm. But I have the reputation of doing that. I have the record of doing that. And so I'm here to win it. I'm here to, I was at a luncheon yesterday with Democrats and Republicans over there, and they're all nodding their heads.
Mm-hmm. Well, in your first run for mayor, I mean, I don't think people gave you much of a chance, really, even up to Election Day. And,
I know they didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we started seeing momentum in September, in October, but that just, by Election Day, it was machine. I mean, there was no denying it.
Yeah.
No denying it.
That was quite the run, but
that was a fun. It was fun campaign.
I was so tired.
Yeah.
I was so tired. But the other thing is people saying, well, I can't do this. Okay, I kind of have a reputation for coming from behind, for being the underdog too. I've done that sort of thing pretty well too. With no money, now I got a little bit of money, and I certainly got a great organization behind me right now. I have really strong people on the communication side, helping with fundraising and all that stuff. We tried to do that in 2007, but we really couldn't. Mm-hmm. We tried. It's not like we didn't try it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't. This time it's actually in place already.
Oh, you only have 3 people to start or something.
Well, we call it, I said 2.5 men, right?
Yeah.
Me, John Cochran, and Kurt Philbeck, who was a full-time college student, part-time with us, 2.5 men, and we just got it done.
Mm-hmm.
We just got it done.
Yeah,
With your help, though, you sent out letters. I remember all that.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, it seems.
Yeah.
All right, hold this thought. I've got lots more questions, but we need to get back to our sponsors.
Let's sell some ham.
Yes, the Honey Baked Ham Company. They've got great ham. The Kalb family has been longtime supporters of the Merritt in the Morning Show. They've got 2 stores. They've got 96 in Michigan, Greyhound Pass in Carmel. They've got ham, turkey. They've got all sorts of sides.
And Mother's Day is on the way.
Oh, Mother's Day is on the way.
Easter was just here. Mother's Day on the way.
Yeah, don't make your mom cook for Mother's Day.
No.
Come on. You can go buy some ham and take it to her. We need to find out if they're open on Mother's Day. You could eat in on Mother's Day.
Well, let's not say anything yet.
Okay, we don't got to get ahead of ourselves. Just keep that in the back of your mind that you need to buy mom.
Yeah, be prepared, though. Go in on Saturday.
Yes.
Before Mother's Day.
Yes, exactly. Don't risk it.
No, and I ordered mine for Easter, and I walked in there, and it was so simple, and Russell sold me the ham, but I ordered it, and they have, if you order it in advance and you walk in, you can get it right then. And it's just, they make it really, really simple.
That's perfect.
Yep.
That's what we want for Mother's Day. Make it simple so you spend more time with mom.
Exactly. And simple on her.
Yes. We also want to thank Stockyards Bank and Trust. Locations in Carmel, 71st and Benford, Plainfield, downtown Indianapolis, Greenwood, Center Grove, opening any day in Zionsville. Jim said there's grass coming.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paula Mo.
Thank you, Paula, very much for, actually, I need to go back and look. I'm not sure if both our sponsors came on at the same time. I know they were within one episode of each other. I don't remember. But
God bless Sheila Kaufenstein.
Sheila did hook us up with Stockyards Bank and Trust.
Yes, she did.
So thank you, wife.
Mm-hmm. She was a great host.
She is.
Great guest.
She was a great guest as well, talking about the blind kids.
Exactly.
So, all right, now we're going to get back to talking about the Lincoln Party.
Okay.
So now that you and your group, your team have decided, we might as well go the party route. Have you had other people approach you saying, I would like to run under the Lincoln Party banner?
There are people who have kind of edged toward us in that way. Nathan's kind of taking care of most of that, but we're going to concentrate on this race at this time.
Okay.
And as we move forward, because I don't think there's any question we're going to clear the 2% hurdle no matter what. But we want people who are in a certain mold, obviously, not going to be so hard on ideology like the Republicans and Democrats have come forward with. But we also want people who are known within their community, who maybe can penetrate this. Because lots of people don't know this. They'll be shocked at these numbers. Most political consultants are shocked at these numbers. That in the last 2 election cycles, there have been over 240 independents run across the state. 52% have won.
Yeah, I know. Huntington has an independent mayor. I mean, there's some big ones out there.
There's some 52% of independents have won, which tells you people are not happy with their parties.
That's a stat.
That's a huge stat. I didn't know it was that many.
It was 52% have won. People are open to this. This is the first time statewide, but I think I have enough name ID. I was above 20% in every area of the state. Even though I was the mayor of Indianapolis, I was above 20% in every area of the state. There's a real opportunity here, and as we go forward and get out across the state, this is there for us. If we can execute it properly, it's there for us.
Yeah, especially next year's municipal elections.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunity because a lot of those independents, I bet, were in municipal elections to begin with.
It might be helpful if they've had some experience in the political game, right? And they are not happy with their own party right now. You see that right now. Yeah,
I know. I've got a few friends that are elected officials that have inquired about what you're doing. I'm like, hey, let me talk to the man.
Because a lot of the practical, rational, moderate people can't win the primaries or the conventions anymore. Yeah. They can't do that anymore. And so this is providing that path.
Yeah. Well, Jim and I, even with this show, that's kind of been our mantra, in addition to work hard and be nice, is let the middle have a little bit more of a say. Mm-hmm. Most people are sane, but they're not necessarily the ones who get elected.
Mm-hmm. They can't get on the ballot.
Right.
They can't get on the ballot a lot of times, and that's what we will provide that opportunity. I am that opportunity right now, and if we do this correctly, then this opens up so much in the future.
Yeah.
So much.
Well, and the challenge might be because once you cross the 10% threshold, then you have to have the organization for the primaries and staffing polls. And yeah, suddenly that becomes the need for a big organization.
Yeah.
Really big, but you'll get there. You'll get there. So I want to talk about your time as mayor.
Okay.
What are you most proud of? You served very well for 8 years. Obviously, you were a Marine, you were an administrator. You know how to run organizations. And I think that people kind of forgot about that or discounted it on the front end. But I mean, that was 8 years of, we had a couple little issues, but by and large, Indianapolis was sitting very pretty in those years.
I think I left it in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
There are a lot of physical things I can point to, but frankly, the thing I'm most proud of is that we created another generation of leadership. And they are running things in the state right now. They certainly were right afterwards. I'm Indiana Sports Corp, IEDC has been beat up, but I had two significant people in either the number one or number two positions in IEDC, State Civil Rights Commission, the Hoosier Lottery. It just goes on and on and on. President of construction companies, president of investment companies. Those are the people I had who just kind of did their thing with us. And everybody knows I'm not a micromanager. I kind of gave them the leeway to do what was, what should be done. And they figured it out themselves. I think that's why we were able to get so many things done simultaneously, because I was not a micromanager. And those people are in significant positions of responsibility throughout the state of Indiana right now. And they're all mostly in their 30s when they were working in our administration. And now they've had unbelievable success afterwards. And guys like Ryan Bond and Chris Gotterell and Jason Dudich.
Yeah, David Rosenberg.
Yeah,
I mean,
it goes on and on. And I hate to leave anybody out because there's so many. Greg Welsman is civil rights director. Sarah Taylor's been at the Hoosier Lottery forever now. All of this has been tremendous.
I think one of the hallmarks of the Ballard administration throughout the 8 years is the installation of efficiency in government, and how you really changed the different areas of City Hall in the way of providing services to the citizens of Indianapolis. I think that was really a big part of it.
We brought in Six Sigma.
Yes, you did.
Early on, we had Eli Lilly do the first one, which is potholes. And I'll just tell you a couple stories. Potholes was the first thing we did. I eventually got Six Sigma in the city. We had yellow belts, obviously, but we had green belts, and we also had a couple of black belts, which are very valuable in the workforce.
Of course.
But the first month I'm the mayor, I'm going to the U.S. Conference of Mayors in D.C., or it's always in D.C. in January. I asked all the other mayors, how long does it take to fix a pothole? In Indianapolis, it was taking 11 days. Every mayor told me 2 days. Every one of them said 2 days. So I come back to DPW and talk to a couple of people, and they say, that's not true. I said, so every mayor in the country lied to me here? Is that what you're telling me? So we brought in Lilly to do Six Sigma, and we found out that we had 23 steps to fix a pothole. You know how you fishbone it. If you know Six Sigma, you fishbone it, right? 23 steps to fix a pothole. That's why it took 11 days. We got it down to 11 steps in 2 days, 2 to 3 days, actually. And that's what we did. That's the first thing. So we brought in Six Sigma into the city. Here's another thing. Some of this stuff was just low-hanging fruit. If you lost your trash can, it'd be 3 months. Might have been 6 months. I'm not sure. Multiple months. We got it down to 48 hours. And like that.
I think the working trash can is kind of important.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much low-hanging fruit at that point in time. And we just kind of brought in the focus. And again, not my ideas. They don't have to be my ideas. I'm not the kind of politician that says, I got to be the brainstorm. You know how it is. They try to give me all the credit in the world, but I wasn't doing this stuff.
Right.
I didn't do the sewer work that Dave Sherman did. I mean, it was his idea, right? I mean, I got all the credit in the world for it, but the fact is, it was David Sherman's idea, and I gave him we worked through it together, no question about that, but it was his brilliance that was able to do that. And Chris Cotterell is the legal guy that got it through.
Yes, and he's doing very well today.
Yeah.
Now, how do you take those administrative victories? Because that was great for the city of Indianapolis. How do you take that to the Secretary of State's office?
Yeah. But it's just a matter of letting people do their jobs. There's a lot of good people in the office,
Absolutely,
obviously, and
it's an important post.
It's a freeing up, if you will, without the ideology. I've been very open about this. When I'm in that office, I will not. It will become a nonpartisan office right off the bat. I will not be endorsing anybody. I will not be fundraising for anybody. I will not do anything to help another candidate. I am nonpartisan at that point in time. And that's how I'm going to run that office. And I think that was when I became the mayor, I said to everybody that I interviewed, the funny thing is I didn't know anybody that I interviewed, right? I mean, I didn't have cronies, right? I'm nobody.
Yeah, the transition was an interesting time.
It was.
I remember it.
But it turned out great, right? But I told them at that time, if you're doing this for me or you're doing this for the party, we're not going to get along. If you're doing this for the long-term health of Indianapolis, we're going to get along just fine. That's what I'm going to do in the Secretary of State's office. If you're doing this for the long-term health of the state of Indiana, we're going to get along just fine. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to put all these things in place. We're going to be competent in what we do. And there are certain things I want to change. I want to put out a voter's guide, which it's kind of funny. The Republicans are saying, oh, it's too expensive. Okay, well, it's 1 cent for every $100 that the state spends. And I think we could probably figure that out. $2.5, $3 million. Right? I mean, that's and so since I'm not going to endorse anybody or fundraise for anybody, it's just a nonpartisan. I'm just going to make sure it's run efficiently, and there are people in there to do it. The clerks, by and large, do a great job across the state. We're just going to work with them and do it the right way, and I'm going to do it in a completely nonpartisan way. And I think that frees up because most people in those offices want to do it that way anyway.
Yeah.
They want to do it. They just want to do a good job for the citizens of Indiana. And it's getting bogged down in politics, getting bogged down in ideology and all those things. And it just affects people's morale. It affects their ability to do a good job.
Well, I was just thinking, normally when you have somebody like you who's challenging the status quo and upsetting the apple cart, a lot of times they will come out and they will dig up your background and try to attack. You've already gone through all that when you were mayor. So I mean, you've been vetted. I have been vetted. Unless you've done something in the last 8 years that I'm not aware of.
And that's what the panic is. There's nothing there.
Right.
Yeah, a Democrat, I hate to, I'm going to jinx myself. A Democrat told me a long time, we looked everywhere. But so I don't jinx myself here, but I just, I live my life a certain way. I tend to be a loyal guy. I'm Marine for 23 years. I was mayor for 8 years. My wife and I have been married for 43 years. I tend to be a long-term loyal person, and it works out for me.
And Erica and Greg Jr. And Winnie, they're all on board on this?
Yeah. It was okay. Winnie was kind of okay. My kids, my daughter lives in Denver. My son lives in L.A. I hope I get my son back. I think we might get him back here. But they're kind of enjoying this right now. They liked it when I was the mayor. Especially, I think they enjoyed that part of it as much as they could. They were in college when I started all this. Of course, we started all this. Yeah. But they're 39 or 40 now.
That is amazing.
So, yeah, it is amazing. But I think they're liking their dad getting back in the game, and I think they're happy.
Greg's been out there in L.A. forever.
He went out there 2 days after our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He waited until the Super Bowl was done, and then went out there 2 days.
And Erica was in Massachusetts, wasn't she?
She got her master's. She went to D.C. after college. Worked in the PEPFAR program, the AIDS in Africa program, right out of college. Then she went out and got her master's up in Boston at Tufts. Stayed out there for a while. Met her future husband there. Came here to live for a while, but when we moved a little south for a couple of years, they moved to Denver because his family had been circling up in Denver. So he's got a lot of his family out there in Denver. So
now in this campaign, obviously you have good name ID in Central Indiana because you were mayor of Indianapolis for 8 years. How has the reception been outstate?
It's been okay. Like I say, I was polling nicely outside of it anyway, which is heartwarming, frankly. But we've been to 2 places outside, and they kind of came up quickly, East Chicago and Fort Wayne. So it's been really good, actually. People have been very kind to us, and I think when I go south, we have a lot of support down south right now also. And we have people down there really ready to help us, which is nice. And so I think it'll be fine. I think everybody okay. And I
got along with Dave Smiley. You're good.
I love Smiley. I did. I love doing his show every month.
Has he had you back on yet?
No,
Okay.
no. I love doing Smiley because he always, at that time I was eating Captain Crunch for breakfast and he always bring that up and just stuff like that. He was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
This has been a great show.
It has been a great show.
Uh-huh.
So, I like talking Secretary of State.
Yeah. It's fun talking politics and not
It
being
is.
mean about it.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, it's good we're going to have good people on and good guests and people who just want to do a good job. And it doesn't have to be partisan.
Yeah. You don't have to be in a bad mood about it.
No.
No,
So
and we're not going to be the whole way through. We're not going to be.
good. So tell our audience again how they can find out more information about you.
Everything is on gregballard.com, so you can get the petitions to sign for you and others. They come out in the one pager it's back and forth, but you only do the front page. 10 signatures can go on there, so make as many as you want, and then you can donate online too. We do need the money. We do need the money for the signatures. If we get the money, we'll get the signatures.
And tell the story about being at lunch and somebody went around the restaurant and got the 20 signatures.
Yeah, so I'm just in Brownsburg for lunch with friends. And a gentleman knew me, comes up to me and says, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Anything I can do for you as Secretary of State?" I said, "Well, you can get some signatures if you want." "Oh, we have a Rotary Club meeting today, right here." He took them, and I got 23 signatures out of that Rotary Club.
And that saved you a lot of money.
Say $14 a signature. So you multiply
That's a
that.
great lunch.
Yeah.
I need to get into the signature gathering.
But here's the funny thing. People are anxious to do this. They want to help. They understand.
Well, it's something they could do.
understand. Yeah.
Because
Yes.
a lot of people in the political process or want to be in the political process feel powerless. They don't, they want to help, they want to participate, but they don't know how because it's so hard.
Right.
No, I agree. Well,
And we want to make it easier.
good. Well, best of luck to you. Thank you very much for coming on and being guest number 72 on Merritt in the Morning. We're 3 years into this, Jim.
It's amazing.
Our hair's gotten better.
Mine's gotten wider.
I think that's true of all of us.
Yes, we're more handsome. So, once again, thank our sponsors, Stockyards Bank and Trust, locations at 71st and Binford. That's our local Lawrence branch here. Carmel, downtown Indianapolis, Plainfield, Greenwood, Center Grove, opening any day in Zionsville, and I think Whitestown and Fishers.
I bank in Carmel. They're at 114th in Illinois.
Yeah, that's, I thought that was on. Yeah, it is, 114th.
Just south of 116th Street on North Illinois.
Yep. Okay. And then we also want to remind you, Mother's Day's coming. Get your Mother's Day dinner at the Honey Baked Ham Company. Locations 96 in Michigan, Greyhound Pass in Carmel. They will hook you up. Everything you need, you can eat in, you can carry out. They've got
Chocolate cake.
They've got chocolate cake. They've got desserts. They've got sides. They've got your main dishes. They've got ham. They've got turkey. They've got soft drinks there.
Sweet potato pie.
A big list of various sandwiches they'll make you. So, yes. So just say Brad and Jim sent you and they'll hook you up. So thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next time.
1,